So, one thing I wish I would have done sooner in my healing journey was actually putting into practice the things I was learning. Yeah, go figure. Because I'm someone who understands things really well. I read books, I can listen to podcasts, I go to therapy. I learn the psychology behind like trauma and attachment and communication and all of that good stuff. And for a long time, I thought understanding healing meant that I was actually healing. But healing in theory and healing in real life are two completely different things. And I realized that recently with someone I've been, kind of seeing. I was really excited to see him recently, like genuinely excited. He's still one of those people that gives me butterflies when I'm getting ready to see him. So, of course, I went, a little extra, getting ready to see him. And then at the very last minute, he had to cancel. Now, to be clear and to be fair, he communicated perfectly fine. It was not intentional. He did nothing wrong in this situation at all. But let me tell you about my nervous system. Oh, it definitely got triggered. And I had to sit with myself and ask, why did this deeply affect me? Like, why did it affect me so bad? And then it hit me. So, when I first was separated from my ex husband, we would try to schedule dates, right? Like, we were trying to, like, quote unquote, work things out. And he would cancel on me constantly. It would be last minute, of course. And I would be like already dressed, or sometimes I had gone out and like bought a whole outfit because, yeah, I was still trying so hard to save this like toxic relationship. And honestly, sometimes he wouldn't even cancel. He just wouldn't even show up. Like, no call, no text, no nothing. And then days later, he would like pop up, like nothing happened, like no big deal. Or he'd say some bullshit like, oh, well, I'm here now. And I just remember like how small that made me feel. I mean, it truly made me feel unwanted, and how disposable it made me feel. So when it came to this recent cancellation happening, even though it was completely different, like my body remembered that old pain before my mind could like kind of catch up. And really, what's interesting is that like my immediate reaction was to go right back into like my old survival habits. Like I got quiet. I emotionally pulled back. I retreated into myself because that's what I used to do. That's the way of me protecting myself from disappointment. And honestly, for a moment, I didn't even realize that that's what was happening. And then I just suddenly felt distant. I felt guarded again, like I needed to take an emotional step back. But then I had to stop and really look at myself honestly, because through, therapy and healing work, I've learned that healthy communication kind of matters, that expressing your emotion matters, that people are not mind readers. Like, you gotta kind of tell them how you're feeling, and that shutting down emotionally doesn't actually create connections, which, yeah, I'm kind of trying to do. So I had to quickly make an adjustment. So instead of like totally disappearing emotionally, I had to communicate. Like, I had to process the trigger instead of becoming the trigger, if that makes sense. And honestly, that moment taught me that healing is not just understanding your patterns, it's about catching yourself in real time and making those adjustments. It's about recognizing when old survival habits are showing up and just choosing to do something different. And that part, let me tell you, that part takes lots of practice because healing in theory and healing in real life are two totally different things.